Hello, my name's Brian. I'm an agile management consultant, and earlier last year I left the smoke of old London town and headed north. Welcome to glorious Yorkshire. Now I'm using the agile management practices to get stuff done around the house. We have some grand plans on the roadmap. But plans are nothing. We've actually got to get stuff done. But if agility is just a bunch of silly words to you, then don't worry. Stick around. Just enjoy watching stuff getting done. So it failed the MOT. Exhaust. There is a crack in the exhaust at the flexi pipe, which means they couldn't get sensor readings for emissions, so automatic failure. Need to replace flexi pipe back. Just trying to work out where the exhaust splits. There, I'm guessing. That's where she's going wrong. Let's see if we can... That looks like a crack. Flange there. They look rusted, but we'll be able to get them out. Okay, that's the flexi pipe. Sensor, don't know what. What do we got over there? If I'm being brutally honest, I don't like the look of that rubber mount either. Might need a new one of those. Doesn't appear to be joined all the way down to the back box.
The solution is easy. Swap the centre section of the exhaust. The problem is getting the exhaust out. I could have subcontracted the entire problem to the local quick fit, who would have done it all in an afternoon. But I'd have to pay labour. They would generally have taken the easy option of replacing the entire exhaust rather than just the centre section, which would have cost significantly more. I'd prefer to trade my time for money, so under the car I go.
So it's these bolts that have all got to come out. They are looking very rusted. I'm going to give them a really good drenching in WD-40 and try and wire brush most of the scale off and see if that helps.
To get over the threads, I need a deep socket that fits M8 fittings. I don't have one. Impatience gets the better of me, and I decide to grind the bolts off, knowing that I will have to drill out the remaining thread and source new M8 nuts and bolts. This is how technical debt forms. Except, I can't get the grinder into the third bolt. There is no room. So, I end up ordering a set of deep sockets to fit the impact driver. Waiting for the tooling has delayed me by a day. A perfect example of how not having access to the right tools or resources costs. Back under the car, a fresh soak of release agent. The last nut comes off first time.
That was it. That got it.
If only I'd waited. Maybe the other two would have come loose as easily. But I didn't. So they have to be drilled out.
There we go.
And then I decide to tap them to take M8 threads.
Huzzah!
The centre mount is next.
3 bolts in that plate. 1, 2, third one there. Those 2 I've taken out completely, and I've just loosened this one here. That slides out. That now allows this to come free, which is supporting the exhaust. So the exhaust will be able to drop down shortly. Got to do the same on the other side.
Finally, the join with the rear section.
So that's the rear join. That screw looks positively fresh compared to the ones at the front. But of course the ones at the front get a lot hotter, so they're going to suffer more. Question now is how to get that joint apart. The clamp is free. I got the clamp loose the other day, but it's seized on the inside. Might have to be percussive maintenance, and then I'll think about cutting it away. I don't want to use the angle grinder because we're awfully close to the petrol tank, so I'm going to cut it away using a saber saw, and then we'll see, try and work out how we tear the last little bit loose. Maybe we take the back box out and do it on the bench. Success. I should be able to drag the actual exhaust out now. So those bolts came out of the bracket at the rear. That allows that to move around, which means I can pull the exhaust out of the bracket there. Now I've just got to move the exhaust and manoeuvre it around the tube there.
Whilst the exhaust is off, there is more to do before the new exhaust can go on. The cut stub needs to be pulled out of the rear section.
So the solution to getting that little stub of pipe out of the back box was to drill a hole through the stub of pipe, stick the, what I call a podger. It's basically a ratchet spanner with a spike on the end. Stick that through and then hit it with a hammer until it twisted and slowly twisted itself out. That's done. Back box is clear and free, ready to receive the new exhaust. That's my next challenge. How do I get that sensor out of there when this is the hot end of the exhaust? So everything is very much seized. Suspicion is I'm going to have to cut it away.
To make the sensor easier to deal with, I cut the pipe and take it to the workbench. Rusted in, it won't budge. I try cutting away the thread collar, then elect to give the spanner one more heave. Whether the penetrating oil just needed longer or whether the cutting broke the tension, I don't know. But it's out. Reassembly is a lot quicker, all done in 20 minutes, even with the hiccups.
That's where your problem is. You've gone on the wrong way. Oh. So I'm going to start here.
I put the centre mount on the wrong way round. Easy enough to flip over, even under the car.
If we can.
The rubber suspension point, midway.
And we're on. Right, whilst I am here, we need to...
The sensor connector.
I think it's that way round. Yeah, that's now got clipped. We're all good there. Alright, so let's shuffle.
The main support bracket.
Hey, right. Keep going. Keep going.
The back box.
work out how to maneuver those two together. Oh, it's going to be fun. Maybe I have to undo it at the back so I've got flex. Alright. Back end is propped up there, which means that is sort of in line. But we've just got to pull it across and in now. Let's see if a little bit of percussive. Good. Petefefsme. Okay, that's pretty good. Probably should have left us a little bit of wiggle room. Let's leave it wiggly until we've got the back fixed in, and then everything seals up. That's in. That's in. So we just got to tighten them up. Now the back is done. Oh yeah, don't do that, that's the wrong way. Completely the wrong way. Noodles. Right, that's it. That's clear. Success! We are legal for another year, which means it's time to get back to the lean-to.
Work on the lean-to has been ticking along in the background, but that's for another day.